Today, I'm going to be explaining the learned helplessness and reformulation. There were several alternative hypotheses to explain the debilitating effects of experience with uncontrollability. Only the learned helplessness hypothesis provides a unified theoretical framework integrating the animal and human data. There is a famous experiment done by Seligman. The dogs that first received shocks, they could neither avoid nor escape, whereas naive dogs escaped shock by jumping over a barrier in a shuttle box. Hiroto later did an experiment in humans and showed a similar result. The group receiving prior uncontrollable noise failed to escape and listened passively to the noise. Here is the cornerstone of the hypothesis. Learning that outcomes are uncontrollable results in motivational, cognitive, and emotional deficits. So, when the person learns that outcomes are uncontrollable, these are the three deficits that results in. Motivational deficit. If a person expects that his responses will not affect some outcome, the likelihood of emitting such responses decrease. For example, failure to escape. Cognitive deficit. When a person learns that an outcome is uncontrollable, it makes difficult in later learning. For example, failure to see patterns. Emotional deficits. Depressed affect is also a consequence of learning that outcomes are uncontrollable. However, investigators pointed out that it was not adequate to construct a theory originating in animal helplessness for understanding human helplessness. So, they applied attributional framework to resolve controversies. In other words, when a person finds that he is helpless, he asks why he is helpless. Not distinguishing between universal helplessness and personal helplessness is the first inadequacy of the old theory. Personal helplessness is when the subjects believe that they cannot solve solvable problems. Universal helplessness is when the subjects believe that neither they nor others can solve the problem. The second inadequacy of the old model is that it does not explain when helplessness is general, specific, chronic, or acute. In other words, it does not specify where and when a person will show deficits when they expect outcomes to be uncontrollable. When helplessness deficits occur in a broad range of situations, it is global. For example, a person gets fired. He fails to look for other jobs, avoids social gatherings, and neglects his children. When the deficits occur in a narrow range of situations, they are specific. The same person, he fails to look for other jobs, avoids social gatherings, but remains an adequate father. Deficits lasting only minutes is called acute, while long-lived helplessness is chronic. Thank you for watching.